Welcome to a statistics presentation. Let's review for your final exam. Question number 1 says explain the difference between a population and a sample. In which of these is it important to distinguish between the two in order to use the correct formula? Mean, median, mode, range, quartiles, variance, standard deviation, so forth. The main thing again with this is the population is going to be your larger group that you're looking at. If you're looking at high school seniors, that will be your population. And if you want to take a sample, you could take a group of seniors, a random sample, maybe 50. That will be your sample out of your entire population. With this, remember, mean is average, median is the middle number, mode is the one that occurs the most frequently, range is your largest minus the smallest value, and remember, quartile, that represents taking all of your data divided up into quarters. So basically you would take your data, find the median, which is Q2, then you'll take that first group, find the median of the first group, that's Q1, take the the second group, and you'll take the median of that one, that's going to be your Q3. And then your variance and standard deviation. To do these calculations, you want to just use the software, and now we're using many tabs, so you just want to use the software. And here's a solution here as well. Number 2, the following numbers represent the weights in pounds of 6-7-year-old children in Ms. Jones' second grade class. Find the mean, median, mode, range, quartile, so forth and so on. Use the software. Enough said about that one. Okay. Number 3, the variance is 846. Just remember the way you find standard deviation. If you're given the variance, you just take the square root of the variance. So number 4, if we have the following data, here's some numbers. Draw a stem and leaf here. Here's an example of your stem and leaf. The best thing to remember when you're doing a stem and leaf like this, just allow your stem to be the tens digit, since we only have 2 digits here, and your leaf to be the ones digit. So probably would have been useful to put these in order first. That would help you to kind of write it out, and that's it. And to describe the shape of this distribution, remember, if you can kind of take this and turn it to the left, your tail is here, which is on the right, so it's a positive right skew. And a tail means most of your data is on this side over here, it's on the left. So it's kind of skewed away from where most of the data is. Therefore, it's going to be right skew. The next one, what type of relationship is shown by this scatter plot? Here, notice your scatter plot, the dots are going up to the right here. So since they're going up to the right, doesn't look very consistent, but there is a positive relationship, but it's a very weak positive linear relationship. It's very weak, but it is increasing. So here, what values can R take in linear regression? Select 4 values in this interval and describe how they would be interpreted. Just remember, it goes from -1 to 1, and -1 means a strong negative relationship, +1 is a strong positive relationship, 0 means there's no correlation at all. So if you had like 0.8, that would be a strong positive, -0.8 strong negative, so forth and so on. You could choose any of those values. Okay. Number 7, does correlation imply causation? No. Just because you find a correlation between two independent variables, does not mean that the independent variables cause the dependent variable. Not at all. You just found a connection. What do we call the R value? That's just the correlation coefficient. That's going to be your linear relationship. Here, we have a problem here, and I think the main thing with this, they're going to give you an input value, and you have to input that value in to basically substitute it in to find the missing link. And here, part A says predict the annual yield when 3,200 acres are planted and 3,000 are harvested. Basically, you're taking 3,200, plugging it in for x1 because it represents number of acres, and you're going to plug in 3,000 in for x2. You just put that in your calculator and you'll get the value here. Okay. Part B says interpret the results of this R squared value. Remember, R squared is coefficient of determination, and with coefficient of determination, this simply means that 94% of the variation in this model and this dependent variable can be explained by this model. And this is the end of part 1, and we'll pause to go to part 2.